I'm at the airport in Atlanta, and I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. In addition to just feeling disrespected and unappreciated by men in my own life, it's another thing when you wake up to comments on the internet by other black men who just hate black women. Like, I don't know. I feel like everything black women do is a problem. I don't feel, I don't feel safe, protected, loved around my own men of my race, and it hurts because black women go so hard for y'all. We go so hard for black men, and they just never do the same for us. And I'm tired. Some of the comments I read were so hateful, just and racist. Like, the white man doesn't even have to do the job for you because black men do the job of white supremacy for them. I've never been called ugly, unattractive, ghetto, and just all the negative things that people say about black women by anyone other than black men. And you know what? I'm sick and tired of y'all bullying us. I'm sick and tired of us being quiet. And y'all just wonder why we are quote unquote angry. We're not angry. We're fucking tired. No, I don't feel safe, protected, loved around my own man.
Passport bros have gone mainstream, and women are furious. Men are rushing to join them. Let's go ahead and check out this article from Insider, because this really highlights what's going on. Things are truly changing around us rapidly. This is from Insider.com, a mainstream website. TikTokers are divided over password bros who say dating overseas is easier than in the US. Wouldn't you be better off getting a mail order bride? And of course, this is written by a woman, Marielle Descalsota, right? They are furious. The women are furious. They're absolutely furious because they see what's happening. This article was written on May 31st, 2023. All right, shout out to the chat. Let's go ahead and read this article because it is unbelievable how fast things are changing around us. And you better know that they're going to be on the attack. Password bros are digital nomads who are seeking to date foreign women overseas. Austin Abeda, a remote worker who shares his password bro lifestyle with millions on TikTok, Abeda said that dating was easier overseas than in the US because Americans were seen as exotic. With 17 million Americans now thought to be traveling the world while working remotely, with 17 million guys, that number is only going to increase. The ever-increasing popularity of becoming a digital nomad has led to the rise of passport bros, men who travel the world seeking to date foreign women overseas. The hashtag passport bros has amassed over 420 million views on TikTok, where men from mostly the West promote their lifestyle of partying in far-flung places while working remotely on their laptops and, of course, showing off local women they meet along the way. A TikTok posted by the self-described password bro Austin Abeda has divided users. In this video, he said, password bros are right. Dating overseas is easier for a variety of reasons. A lot of young men in America are frustrated with the dating scene there. I am a firm believer in a free market that allows the best outcome for everyone involved, Abeda told Insider in an email. In the May 22nd video, which has some 1.7 million views on Wednesday, Abeda listed 3 reasons dating abroad was easier than in the US. Abeda, who has more than 410,000 followers on TikTok, said the first reason was that local women saw passport bros as exotic. I know it sounds crazy, but you have an accent, a Beta 31 said, adding that the American accent is kind of trash, but still gives everything you say a little bit of weight, a little bit of spice. This is intriguing. A Beta listed as a data analyst on his LinkedIn profile said in the video that his second reason was secondhand excitement. This is really important on dates. People love showing you their country and showing you things that they love, Abeda said, adding that showing enthusiasm kept things light and fun. See how cool that is? So also by having a bit of social intelligence, it really helps when you travel. Abeda's final reason it's easier to date abroad was thanks to the stereotype that Americans were rich. Kind of true, because our currency is like the global currency. Abeda said, if you make $60,000 a year, you can live like you made $120,000 a year pretty comfortably. He continued, referring to geographical arbitrage, where people from countries with strong economies and currencies move to countries with a lower cost of living. The things money can provide makes a huge difference in dating. Watch the Tinder Swindler. It'll explain it, Abeda added, referring to Simon Leviev, dubbed the Tinder Swindler after he was accused of conning women he met on the dating app. Again, this is all very, very interesting. Shout out to Mr. Fixit. Shout out to Mr. Fixit. Says, love your content, Angry. Thanks so much, bro. These women have turned their backs on men for decades, so I do not know why they are mad at average men that want to be happy in foreign women. They don't want men to be happy. That's why, because they see us as their property. They see us as ATMs, and they want our attention, they want our time, they want our money, they want to extract our value from us so they can use that. And as men, we have to say no. We have to learn how to say no. We're not going to allow that. We are better than that. We have to take back our power, and we don't share it. We don't just give our value away just like that. All right? We have to stop with that. I would have to make 4 times what I currently make in order to live in America the way I do while I travel. Abeda told Insider, declining to reveal how much he made. Dozens of users said they supported Abeda's lifestyle, with one user, Vega ZVIC1, asking, what cities would you recommend? Abeda responded that his top 5 choices were Medellin, Colombia, Manila, Philippines, Mexico City, Bali, Indonesia, and Rio de Janeiro. Being a tall white dude with even a small amount of money relatively was the biggest cheat code in Peru, dude, a user called at Melia Don Pepe wrote. The finder swindler is life goals, another wrote, and always free to fly, commented misspelling Tinder. But many people were unhappy with Abeda's video, with one user at Doc Rose 86 criticizing for being just a money bag. How is this different from a mail order bride? Another user, Harry S, wrote. I think it's weird to solely go to another country, especially the poorer ones, just to get at women because you're Americans. A user called at YMCA Brian _Brian commented. Abeda responded, it's not just to get a woman, you're also traveling the world, learning about cultures and saving money while you do it. You know, guys, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. They're basically saying, and you can see that there are even men, all right? You can see that there are even men attacking the passport bros that are walking away from Western society, Western women, and choosing to start new lives with Filipino lives or with Filipino wives or whatever other women they're interested in. Okay? Because these are people who want to maintain the status quo. You have to understand that within Western society, there are a lot of weak men. And they don't want they don't want strong men to leave, because these are the men that hold up the economy. These are the men that maintain society. So if these men walk away, these weak men are going to be revealed for who they are and what they are. And they won't be able to live off the backs of strong men anymore. That's one of the big weak men and women are living off the backs of strong men. And when strong men get up and walk away, then they're in trouble. So their tools to keep men here, keep men locked in, are things like shaming. That's their first step. Shame them, say they don't want them. Then they start to defame them and say that these guys are doing terrible things over there and these guys are bad people. And then when that doesn't work, then they start trying to, when that doesn't work, then they start trying to push for laws. Like they're trying to get these people thrown in jail. All right. And if that doesn't work, then they start pushing for laws to try to stop this from happening. All right. This is how it works. This is really how it works. Tim Huska says it very, very well, because they're losing control. And that's absolutely it. Women have had so much power, and now they're beginning to see it slip away. And that drives them crazy, because they know that's all they have. And without that power, without that control, they have nothing. They have nothing at all. And it scares them. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this content, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, never miss another video again, and like the video, because it tells YouTube that you're enjoying the content. You want to see more of it, so YouTube will show you more of it. But guys, Password Bros have gone mainstream. It's gone mainstream. And they're furious. And they're scared. Because they know, they see the writing on the wall. I said this before, nothing lasts forever. The pendulum swung far left, and now it's going to swing far right before it settles somewhere in the middle. And it's not, 50, 60, 70 years of feminism is not going to be erased just overnight. This is something that's been happening for over 50 years now. All right? This problem, what's happened between men and women, it won't be in the Western society. It won't be solved in our lifetimes. I'm almost 40 years old. This will not be solved in the next 20, 30 years. 30 years, come on. 30 years, if I'm still around, that's 70 years old. This is something that's been going on for much, much longer. Nikola Tesla talked about the situation that was happening where women were trying to aspire for more than than their capacity even allowed, and challenging men. All right, guys, this is not something that can be fixed right away. It's going to take a couple of, maybe more than a couple of decades, maybe even a couple of centuries. And in that time, we could see Western societies collapse and new societies emerge. Because look at what's happening with the military. The military cannot, 74% of Gen Zers are not fit to serve in the military. 74%. And nobody is waking up. No one realizes how serious this is. Okay? You have to understand, over the next 10 years, a lot of the guys who are millennials, they'll be gone. Their contracts will be up, and they will be out of the military, and they will not be coming back. Gen Xers gone. Millennials gone. And they will not be coming back. And right now, the U.S. military is offering signing bonuses up to $50,000, and no one's taking it. And you have parents who were former military members. They were in the military. Their parents were in the military. Their fathers were in the military, and they're telling their sons, nope, nope. So even people who have children that could potentially serve, they're telling their kids not to serve. Not even 74%. All right, 74% of all Gen Zers are not qualified, cannot qualify to serve because of mental health issues, obesity, or substance issues, tattoos, or other issues. 74%. And that number will likely only increase in the coming years. Things aren't getting better, they're getting worse. So I don't know what you guys seem to think. Because if Gen Z is not going to pick up, it's not picking up the slack in the military, all right? If Gen Z isn't going to serve, Generation Alpha, the generation after them, the oldest of Gen Alpha are only 11 years old right now. So we need almost another decade. We need almost another decade, 7 years, before they're even old enough to serve in the military. That's the very oldest of them. And you need to understand that they're going to be probably worse than Gen Z. So don't even think about them serving in the military. The numbers for them, for Gen Alpha, are going to be, Gen Alpha are the generation, they're the children of the millennials. Many of them who've never even had, who didn't even have children. All right? Gen Alpha are the children of the millennials. Think about this. Gen X were a cool generation. And look how screwed up their kids turned out. And you think that the children of the millennials, and the millennials were the children of the boomers, are going to be any better than Gen Z? Oh my gosh. I've already told you. It's going to be like these guys are going to be like little psychopaths. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be absolutely frightening. They're going to be, a lot of them are going to be on the autistic spectrum, have communication disorders, all right? Health issues. They're going to be the most sickliest generation. All right, they're all going to have, they're going to have tons and tons of health issues, both psychological and physical. And you can tell right off the bat. Okay, they're also going to be one of the most nervous generations ever. They're going to be continuously anxious over everything because they were literally born into catastrophes. So you have to understand, it's going to be terrible with Generation Alpha. So Gen Z is done. 74% of them cannot serve. 74% of Gen Alpha cannot serve. And from the remaining 26%, most of them don't want to serve. 74% can't serve. That leaves only 26%. And most of that 26% won't serve. From that 26%, they're lucky if they can recruit 2 to 3% of those people. 2 to 3%. And they really aren't. They're really not. Y'all need to understand that we're literally at the beginning of the end, and we're at the end. And as we are approaching the end, we'll soon be entering a new beginning. We're witnessing a new beginning for a lot of men as they walk away and start new lives. And it's only going to increase from here. She Sox fan says, I blame the people who decided to give everyone a participation trophy. Those would be the boomers. Right? And NDU L. Cole says, I hate Gen Z. We all hate Gen Z. Gen Z hates Gen Z. Gen Z hates Gen Z. Shout out to Gen Z. Gen Z hates Gen Z. All right. And you, Nudie, a call also said, that's right. U.S. taxes are high. Pastor bros are leaving in droves. He also says, if a military draft did happen, they could only draft the older millennials. Guys, this is what I keep on saying this in videos. I've said this in numerous videos already. They're going to be reactivating old men. Okay? And I've said this. They're going to come to the door. They're not going to send you a letter in the mail. All right? I'm telling y'all right now, older millennials and young Gen X, they're not going to send you a letter in the mail. They're going to come to your house. There's going to be a man. They're going to be multiple guys. And there will at least be one guy with a firearm. And they're going to let you know how it's going to be. And that you're going to be coming with them. And they're not going to be leaving. They're not going to leave without you. Because they're not stupid. They're not stupid. They'll let you straight up know that you can grab your stuff. You know, you don't need anything special. All right? Where you're going. But there's a bus and you're getting on the bus. And you're gonna glance and you'll see there's a whole bunch of other older millennials, younger Gen Xers on that bus, and some of them are gonna be in shackles. And you're like, why are those people in shackles? Those are the ones that didn't want to comply and didn't want to do it the easy way. All right? And then you'll notice that this man is holding some chains, holding 2 sets of chains, one for your hands and one set for your hands and the other for your feet. And he's like, listen, we only have to use these. We only have to use these if you don't want to play ball, all right? And you're gonna say like, but what this is like a prison gag, all right? What is this? I'm not a prisoner. And I say, no, absolutely not. You have been given the privilege to serve your country. And you're saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I never signed up. Yes, you did. This is a draft. This is a draft. All right. Let's go, big fella. Let's go, big fella. All right. Let's go. Let's go. And the funniest part is you're going to have women out there laughing and joking around. And then suddenly you hear like, there's going to be a lot of guys saying they need to draft them because a male-only draft is unconstitutional. It is. A male-only draft is unconstitutional. I'll tell you right now, they start talking about drafting women. All these women are going to end up pregnant overnight. They'll be pregnant in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Let me read this right here. Jordan R. says, I had a talk with a friend, and the thing I said was, God help us if we get into a real war. These other countries won't care about pronouns and genders. They'll be coming to win. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. We are in a terrible state right now. All right? And the irony is that when these young people like the Gen Z, can you imagine Gen Z in the military? Respect my pronouns. I don't eat that. I'm a vegan. And they're lazy. Like they'll lay down on the ground and they'll start to cry. Drill sergeant starts screaming at them. They'll start crying. They'll break down in tears. They'll throw a fit. They'll listen to me. They will refuse to comply. All right? They will break down psychologically. They'll break down mentally and get burnt out. Pass out. This is the honest truth. This is the honest truth. It's the honest to goodness truth. You can't have people like that out there in combat. Y'all are crazy. Some of y'all like, oh, they'll just use them as fodder. Are you crazy? Look at what this crazy one did running into North Korea. All right? He is a defector. He chose to do that. He fled into North Korea. That's treason, y'all. This ain't a game. It's not a game. It's serious. Telling y'all right now, it's so true. They're coming for the older millennials and the youngest Gen X. The older millennials and the youngest Gen Xers. Those are the ones they're gonna come for in a draft because Gen Z can't do anything. Gen Z can't do anything. They're incompetent. Gen Alpha is too young. And Generation Beta hasn't even been born yet. All right? They won't be around for at least for another 5 years. All right? So it's going to be millennials and older and younger Gen Xers, and then even from there, they'll start moving into even the older Gen Xers. You'll start seeing them calling up 50-something-year-old men saying, "Listen, man, it is what it is. All right, you don't have to come out." If you look at what's happening in Ukraine, those are old dudes. Those aren't Gen Z. You don't see Gen Z. Gen Z's not fighting out there. You see men with gray hair. It's a bunch of old dudes. Old dudes rocking, wearing combat gear and driving tanks. Zenopal is trolling in the chat. Can't we just talk to the enemy? I'm sure they'll understand. Yeah, I'm so sure. It'll be so funny watching a Gen Zer like, listen, you need to respect my pronouns and my space and my safe space. Can you imagine on the battlefield, Gen Z's out there with their safe space crap? It is madness what we are witnessing, guys. Absolute madness. It's insanity. And don't expect it to get any better. Oh, no. It's only going to get worse. That's why if you're smart, you'll get yourself a permanent residency in another country. You don't have to become a citizen. Get yourself a permanent residency in the Philippines or another, whatever, or Mexico, whatever other country. Get yourself a permanent residency so you can go, you can enter and leave that country whenever you want to. You don't have to be a citizen. All right? So when something goes off in Western society, you can go to one of these countries where you already have a setup over there. All right? You have your permanent residency. You can work in the country so you can open up your own business, do what you got to do, and you could just leave the U.S. and don't come back. Leave UK, don't come back. Leave Canada. Because if U.S. goes to war, UK is right along with them. The U.S. and the UK are the same country. Don't let anyone fool you. Do not let anyone fool you. The U.S. and the UK are the same country. Okay? The U.S. and Canada are separate countries, but the U.S. and the UK are the same country. They are the same country. And y'all know what I'm talking about. It is literally eerie. Eerie. How I watch Just Pearly things sometimes, and she literally says that, when she's in the UK, she doesn't even realize she's in the UK because it's the exact same as the US. They may have different accents, but it's the same bull crap. It's the same nonsense. Literally, whenever there's an election, there's a new prime minister in the UK, everybody in the US is basically concerned about who's going to become the prime minister. When there's going to be a new president in the US, everybody in the UK is basically putting in a vote. So they go to war. So we go to war. It's going to be the dirty bunch. The US and the UK rolling in to cause trouble. Don't get caught up in that. And Australia isn't far behind. Australia will get caught up in these international conflicts. Okay? And little Canada, you know how it is with Canada. Canada is kind of sweet, if you get what I mean. Canada's kind of sweet. All right? Let me look at these comments. Tim Huss says, Dad, to say the field rations are made to a person's food preference. Hell, give me the old sea rats again. Oh, gosh. Sad. He said, sad to say the field rations are made to a person's food preference. Hell, give me the old sea rations again. I'm telling y'all, y'all gonna see some insane stuff. Y'all are gonna see some insane stuff. If you are, this is a gen, what do you call it? This is a Gen X channel. Most of the people on this channel are Gen X or older millennials and Gen X. and then that's really it. And then we have some boomers on here too. But this is really a Gen X channel. This is a Gen X channel. I'm telling y'all. And y'all know what I'm talking about. You all need to get the hell out of here. Have a plan. Have an action plan. Because they're coming for Gen X. They're coming for older millennials. They're coming for Gen X. Because everyone else is incompetent. I already told y'all, Gen Z will never take power. All right? They are going to have a shorter lifespan than everyone else. Think about this. They have higher rates of obesity. They have the highest rates of obesity. They are so fat they can't serve in the military. They are mentally incompetent. And those are only some of the reasons. All right? They have massive rates of substance use that are also preventing them from joining the military. They're going to have shorter lifespans than even the millennials. Think about it very carefully. While the millennials were out there going on about avocado toast, all right, Gen Z, I don't even know what the heck they're eating, but they are putting on the pounds. Boy, oh boy, are they putting on the pounds. They are going to have shorter lifespans than the generations before them, even the boomers. It's crazy. They're going to have shorter lifespans. So what I tell y'all, don't worry about it. They will never take power. They will never take power. Guys, think about it. A generation is only 15 years. Really, it should be 18. But a generation is only measured by 15 years. That's not a lot of time. And with these people who live these terrible lives, all right, so bad that they can't even qualify for the military, they will never take power. They won't take power. They're not going to live as long as millennials or even Gen X. A lot of Gen Xers will be living into their 80s, and a lot of these Gen Zers, really, they'll be lucky if they make it to their 50s, man. I'm just being honest with you. A lot of them are not going to make it out of 50. You need to wake up. A lot of Gen Zers are not going to make it out of 50. They're not gonna make it out of 50. Like, you know, they may make it to 50 and maybe in the 50s, but they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna see 60. They're gonna that 50 is, you know, those 50s are basically those are their senior years. You know, those are their senior years. Those are their final years. That's the end of that. There's no 60 for these guys. You gotta be kidding me. So that's why I said Gen X is going to rule the world. Gen X and older millennials are going to be the ones that rule. All right? These people will never take power. They are too incompetent. They will never take power. Guys, notice the government right now. If you notice, when even 20 years ago, 10 years ago, we started to see millennials beginning to pop up in the government. Even when they were in their 20s. You don't see that with Gen Z like that. You don't see a lot of Gen Zers popping up in the government, getting government spots. You don't see it. It's strange. Don't y'all think about it? All right? The oldest of Gen Z are 26 right now. And none of them and there's almost none of them in politics. Like, they're almost invisible. It's strange. Don't you guys find it strange? Like, where the heck is Gen Z? Guys, they will never take power. They can't be trusted. All right? No one trusts them. All right? If you put power in their hands, they're not going to hold Gen Z responsible. They're going to hold whoever put them in power. Whoever gave them power, that's who's going to be held responsible. They're going to say, who told you? Look at these guys. And you thought it was a good idea to put them in charge? No, we're holding you responsible. We're holding you responsible. Zeta Paul says that I have a clip of Gen Z military in training. And bro, y'all are crazy. And NNUDI says, iCall says, remember, any war-torn country has a possibility for cannibalism. Cannibalism is the oldest profession on the earth. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, y'all bad. Y'all are bad, bad, bad. But you're not even wrong. Y'all are real. Keep it real. That's so true. That is so true.
They don't cheat. I lied. I'm joking. They do. They do cheat, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey, what up? This is your boy, the Solo Traveler, ORD. Thanks again for checking out another one of my videos. Because don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell while you are here. Appreciate the support. Back with another video review. This time I'm going over modern women going to DR. They're taking L's. Tell you, man, these passport sis. So, so I got a compilation of videos of them talking about dating in the DR, dealing with their jump off in DR, and things like that. So without any further ado, let's jump into these videos and have a good laugh.
My tips on detecting a Sankey Panky. Sankies are men who go out with foreign women for the purpose of getting money, gifts, or possibly a visa. Ladies, don't be fooled. If he's instantly in love with you, don't fall for the Te amo, mi reina. His job. He might work at the hotel, the airport, or another place easy to find tourists like the beach. They're smooth and look good. They don't waste time. Time is money, see? They won't ask for money initially and claim not to be Sankey. Wait till you go home and his mom is in the hospital and he needs $200. Ladies, you've been warned. Sankeys, I still have love for you, but no dinero. Lo siento. Follow for more. Te quiero.
Yeah, his mother in the hospital, his grandmother had passed away, or he got into a motor accident. Yeah, all those excuses. I wonder how many women actually fall for that. How many times have they actually sent them money? Let's move on to the next video. This video says, me happily dating Dominican men.
You're gonna have to speak up!
He only wants a visa.
You won't get away with this! What? You won't
He's gonna break your heart.
get away! What? You won't
He has asked you for money.
get away! What? You won't
He probably has a wife and kids.
get away! What?
I'm gonna play that all over from the start before I be stopping it.
You're gonna
Guys, it is what it is. I don't feel sorry at all for what's happening to women in Western society. They have brought this onto themselves, and they're going to have to live with the consequences of what they've done. Simple as that. They're going to have to live with these consequences. Guys, what do you think about this? What do you think? Password bros have gone mainstream, and women are furious. Men are rushing to join them. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.